fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
Completely makes sense, but that's exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it seemed like just a matter of time for him.
There's no way you can look like that.
Liver King used to be everywhere. The guy was eating raw liver on camera, flexing a shredded body, and preaching this intense primal lifestyle like it was the cure to everything wrong with modern life. Millions of people bought into it. Literally. They followed him. They bought his supplements. They changed how they lived, ate, worked out, even how they raised their kids. And now, that same guy is sitting in a jail cell, facing charges for threatening Joe Rogan, spiraling publicly, and still posting videos like nothing's wrong.
Also, the man known as the Liver King has been arrested for allegedly threatening podcast host Joe Rogan. That's according to the Austin Police Department. Detectives are saying that they reviewed social media posts from the Liver King, whose real name is Brian Johnson.
This isn't just about steroids. This is about a man who built an empire by convincing people he was living proof of something bigger. Something pure. But somewhere along the way, that image cracked.
He thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him for a terroristic threat.
And what we've seen since has been something else entirely. So how did Liver King go from a viral health icon to a walking caution sign?
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King, man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah.
Just pulling up. Guess what? You're dead, bitch.
Before the lawsuits and steroid leaks, Liver King was dominating the internet. Brian Johnson, a Texas businessman, built a massive following in 2021 by pushing a raw organ meat diet and calling it ancestral living. Shirtless and sun-scorched, he filmed himself biting into raw liver, testicles, bone marrow, and tongues. He turned primal eating into a brand. He tied the message to family. According to Johnson, his sons were weak and frequently sick until the family adopted this way of life. After switching to what he called the 9 ancestral tenets, nose-to-tail eating, ditching processed foods, avoiding plastic, getting sunlight, cold exposure, no Wi-Fi, sleeping on the floor, he claimed their health completely turned around. His look and message cut through. Bearded, built like a superhero, speaking in blunt slogans. He appealed to men frustrated with modern health advice.
How does Liver King maintain a level 10 intensity? Here's how I do it. I start with liver for strength, throw in some kidney for courage. I got the testicle, that's right, that's for honor. We got some bone marrow right here. That right there, that's for mastery. And we got the heart for loyalty.
He promised simplicity, discipline, and transformation. And he made one thing clear. He wasn't using steroids. Never done them, he said repeatedly. He made it part of the appeal. That physique, he claimed, came from raw liver and hard living, not drugs. The business was built to scale. He launched ancestral supplements, freeze-dried capsules of liver, heart, and bone marrow, pitched as nature's performance enhancers. The content drove traffic. The supplements brought in money. By 2022, the company was estimated to be earning around $100 million a year. Johnson wasn't just another influencer. People saw him as a movement. His followers changed their routines, diets, parenting styles, and mindset based on his message. They saw him as a father figure, someone reclaiming health, masculinity, and purpose. But the foundation of it all, his commitment to being natural, was false. The image that built the audience, sold the products, and earned trust was carefully manufactured. Everything that followed, exposure, criticism, and collapse, came from that single deception.
Liver is king! Liver King, Liver King, Liver King here. I've been working out for the last 35 years.
By late 2022, Liver King was at the peak of his influence. Millions of fans, non-stop media appearances, and a supplement business generating tens of millions per year. But that momentum collapsed on November 28th, when YouTuber Derek from More Dates published a video titled The Liver King Lie. Leaked emails revealed Brian Johnson was spending over $11,000 a month on performance-enhancing drugs, including Omnitrope, pharmaceutical HGH, Winstrol, Deca, Durabolin, and other anabolic compounds. The emails also showed coordinated efforts with a coach to fine-tune dosages and sustain his physical appearance. This exposed a complete contradiction. Johnson had publicly denied steroid use multiple times. He told podcast hosts and audiences directly, "I've never taken steroids." These weren't offhand comments. They were central to his brand.
The Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Well,
just shut the fuck up.
His body was marketed as the result of ancestral discipline, not drugs. The evidence was clear and specific. Dosages, schedules, payment receipts. There was no room for interpretation. Within days, Johnson uploaded a 6-minute video titled Liver King Confession, I Lied.
I lied, and I misled a lot. Yes, I've done steroids, and yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
He admitted the steroid use but shifted the focus, saying he created the persona to help young men struggling with depression and low self-worth. He downplayed the deceit by asking, "Who was I cheating?" The answer was obvious. Everyone who followed him, bought his products, or tried to live like he did. His message, physique, and credibility had all been used to sell a vision that wasn't real. The reaction was immediate. Online communities exploded with backlash. Fitness professionals who had long questioned his claims felt vindicated. Social media was flooded with memes, clips, and criticism. His company, Ancestral Supplements, took a hit. Sales dropped and trust in the brand eroded. Followers began to unfollow or question whether they had been misled from the start. Joe Rogan, who had previously called Johnson a fraud, didn't need to say anything new. The public now had proof. Lawsuits followed. One suit, seeking $25 million for false advertising, was eventually dismissed, but the reputational damage remained. What stood out wasn't just the scandal, but how deeply it affected his audience. Many of his followers, especially young men, had taken his message seriously. They adopted the diet, the routines, the mindset. When the truth came out, some described it as a collapse of belief. If Johnson had been lying the entire time, what did that mean for their own goals? Their efforts? Their health? Experts pointed to the psychological harm. The case became a textbook example of fake natty harm, when influencers claimed to be drug-free while using PEDs, setting unreachable standards for their audience. Dr. Mayor Underwood, who studies body image and supplement culture, said it clearly. People weren't failing themselves. They were being misled.
Don't stop recording. Nothing was actually done wrong. Going to jail, cops are coming. And I say, I'm gonna run. You, Joe Rogan.
After the steroid exposure, Brian Johnson's public behavior took a sharp turn. By mid-2025, his content had become erratic. Rants, disjointed speeches, and emotionally unstable videos replaced structured posts. His energetic persona gave way to unpredictable behavior, raising concern among both fans and critics. Things escalated when Johnson turned his attention to Joe Rogan. Rogan had criticized him long before the steroid confession and doubled down after the truth came out. Johnson responded with direct threats. In one video, he appeared shirtless, armed with gold-plated AR-15s, and called Rogan out by name. He accused him of bullying and blamed him for damaging his family. The video wasn't theatrical. It was threatening. He then traveled to Austin, Texas, Rogan's hometown, posting videos from his hotel, his car, and referencing protecting the tribe and family honor. In one video, he said, "Joe Rogan, you're a dead man." Law enforcement got involved. Rogan confirmed he had never spoken with Johnson, but felt threatened.
The 47-year-old seen here with weapons and later surrendering to authorities in a tactical vest outside of the Four Seasons Hotel in Austin, Rogan's home city.
Austin police issued an arrest warrant. Johnson was arrested on June 24, 2025, at the Four Seasons Hotel and charged with making a terroristic threat, a Class B misdemeanor. The arrest was filmed. He was barefoot, handcuffed, and escorted to a squad car after a rambling speech about prison. He posted $20,000 bond and was released the same day under strict conditions. Stay 200 meters away from Rogan and his family, surrender all firearms, and complete a psychological evaluation within a week. Despite this, Johnson continued posting. Some videos showed him standing on vibrating plates. Others mocked the restraining order. He called Rogan Seth Rogan and asked fans to track his location. These videos raised further questions about his mental state. Detectives noted that many of his statements were incoherent and flagged possible signs of psychological distress. Rogan described him to police as unstable and in need of help. The impact extended beyond Johnson's personal breakdown. The business he built, Ancestral Supplements, collapsed. Once bringing in over $100 million a year, the brand lost credibility overnight. The foundation of his business was that his physique came from primal living. That illusion was gone. Sales dropped. Influencers stopped promoting his products. Online forums and comment sections filled with mockery. Loyal fans split. Some held on, but many walked away, feeling duped by someone they trusted. Some reported self-esteem and body image issues, realizing the goals they chased were based on lies. Johnson became a symbol of the fake natural influencer. Critics used him as a reference in discussions about deceptive marketing in the wellness industry. Then Netflix released Untold: The Liver King, a documentary that detailed his rise and fall. He appeared in the film, trying to show remorse, but many saw it as another PR move.
And I had convinced myself that this would be the wrong message to send to the 15-year-old boys. So I continually dismissed it, and I dug myself into a bigger and deeper hole.
After his arrest, Brian Johnson, still calling himself Liver King, has tried to salvage what's left. He's stayed active online, still shirtless, still speaking to primals, but the tone has shifted. In interviews and posts, he says he's off steroids. He's admitted the carnivore lifestyle wasn't sustainable and says he now eats fruits and vegetables. He calls it vegetables and testicles. He's acknowledged more than just the drugs. He says the obsession with primal masculinity led him to extremes that damaged his health, his message, and his integrity. In Untold, The Liver King, the Netflix documentary, Johnson said clearly, "I got all of it wrong." Some viewers saw that as a step forward, but others saw a familiar pattern. Another attempt to control the narrative. His message now is vaguer. Less about diet, more about intention. He's announced 302 ancestral retreats focused on fitness, bonding, and outdoor living. He still talks about the 9 tenets, still calls his fans primals. But the conviction is gone. The myth collapsed, and it's not coming back.
That kind of feeling is dangerous.
Many former fans see a man chasing relevance. Some still believe in the lifestyle, even if they no longer trust the man behind it. Either way, the influence is gone. The trust is broken. The empire is rubble. What began as a movement built on raw strength collapsed under the weight of lies. Liver King's story isn't just about performance enhancers or primal diets. It's about what happens when someone builds an identity around truth, then hides from it. So what now? Can Brian Johnson rebuild without lying to his audience again? Or is this just another mask, shaped to fit the fallout? Let me know what you think. Should he get another chance? Or is this the end of the road? If you found this breakdown worth your time, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.